Are you looking for speaking opportunities? Then this is for you. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Ching Tan. I am the co-founder of iSummit together with my fellow co-founder Chong over here. With John, he brings in decades of experience when it comes to the seminars, conferences, trainings industry, and to together with come together to reignite the brand new iSummit brand. And our reach is not only around Asia, right? Southeast Asia used to be our main reach, but right now we are reaching international because of the power of online streaming and platforms. So, just out of curiosity, how many of you are speakers or aspiring speakers out there? If you are, type in speaker or aspiring speaker into the chat, because what we plan to do in the coming years is to expand our reach, expand our brands. And at our peak, we were doing 600 over events in a year. That's right, 600 over events in a year. So virtually like two events per day, because we have multiple platforms across the region, and we have teams all around the world. So we are looking to continue expanding under the iSummit brand, and we are looking for brand new speakers who are fresh in the market, or if you're already an established speaker and then you would like to work together, this is an opportunity for you. But before we share more about the opportunity, John, right? What sort of speakers would you like to see on our platform in the coming years?
Hi everyone, I'm John from iSummit. As what Ching mentioned just now, uh, we have been running events more than the decades now, and throughout the past over 10 years experience, I think we definitely have a certain criteria in order for us to work with any speakers that we want to feature on our platform itself. One of it is this: if you have that right intention to present your message, if you have something that you want to a story that you want to impact positively impacting others people's life, and most importantly, if you have that integrity within yourself, I think that itself already say everything about you, where that is some of the key things that we look at when it comes to engaging or even partnering with the speakers that we want to feature alongside our platforms. So now, Ching, why don't you just share with us, instead of me answering your question right now? You have been attending events one after another, knowing you for over 10 years now. Now, prior becoming an international speaker today, right? Now, it is very interesting to see a young man like you back in the day, where at the early 20s, you have that very strong desire, you have that very sincere, very genuine desire to say, hey John, you know what, I'm still studying right now, I'm attending a class, I'm in this university, but I want to enroll, I want to be part of the events. And when I ask you why Chinyu, then your answer is pretty straightforward. I want to learn. I want to mingle around with the like-minded group of people, and also I want to get the positive energy throughout this experience while attending the program. So now, Chinyu, why don't you just share with the audience, right? Prior becoming a speaker itself, right? And maybe you can say some of the interesting story or experience that you had in such a way that like what kind of speakers that truly impacted your life, or rather that have already influenced you to become who you are today. So who they are and why they're able to influence you. I guess with all the answers that you're going to share with us in a while, I think that is definitely some of the criteria that we as an organizer is we are looking out for as well.
Yeah. So my journey in the speaking industry started when I was feeling lost, right? So I was uh,
Is it because of your girlfriend?
no. My girlfriend always guides me and make sure that I'm supported. So definitely not from her.
Wow.
That's for another time. So for my journey, during my early days in the university, like during my first year or close to my second year, I was studying economics and finance in the UK. And the typical journey and path of someone who's in that course is to go into investment banking. Now, I loved the whole you know, making money idea concept, and then I love economics, right? Understanding how our economic machine works. One of the things that shook me out of that path was attending a talk with a banker, a senior banker, where he was sharing with us that if you want to make £1 million in this industry, all you need to do is stick on for 4 years. You know, that's virtually guaranteed. And then I thought, wow, the money is amazing, right? 4 years, £1 million. You know, I think I could do that. But he said you have to be willing to trade 100-hour weeks. And then I started calculating. It's like 100-hour weeks, sitting in front of the computer, staring at numbers, looking at graph statistics and all of that. Is that really for me? And then that was what really started to shake my worldview, because I know the priority for me is relationships in my life, right? And to be putting those hours into something that I was not as passionate in, I knew that it was not for me. So being shaken off of that path, I started searching, and then eventually I came across Sir Richard Branson. I started looking into business, and then I attended one of his conferences in London. And you know, I thought I was going to see Sir Richard Branson, right? But instead, I also saw a whole host of other experts, well known in the personal development industry, including Tony Robbins, T. Harv Eker, and many, many more in the lineup. But eventually, after going through that experience and seeing, wow, how much impact these people could make, you know, talking about mindset, talking about mechanics, talking about strategies, and actually making a difference in the world, I knew it was something that I was interested in, right? But there was this one specific line that resonated within me when I was in one of the events where the speaker said, "Do you have a message to share?" Right. And then immediately something just resonated within me and said, yes, yes, I do. And at the core of it, after reflecting, my message to share is to help people alleviate the unnecessary suffering that they are facing in their lives, in their relationships, and in their own personal journey. Right. And by honoring that path, whenever I lean into speaking and education, things just, you know, it's like the path just opens up to me. So you know, being close to a decade in this industry, and you know, having the great fortune to be able to meet John through my path, we are able to reach, you know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people all around the world, and it's one of the most fulfilling things. And that's why, coming from a participant's uh, point of view, you know, when I started as a participant and going all the way to becoming a speaker, in between volunteering or, you know, making sure the logistics, understanding the whole business, I understand the ins and outs of it, right? I have the empathy for the participants, right? And this is what we want to find with the speakers that we want to work with, you know, to have that genuine desire to help change people's lives. Because like it or not, you know, if you've been in this industry long enough, you know that the speaker, not every single speaker has that genuine intention. And we are in it for the long run. We want to find speakers who genuinely want to make a change and has a system and process to help their clients.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you, Ching Yu. Now, one of the things that you mentioned just now, it kind of remind me of some of the bittersweet memory that I do have when it comes to this industry itself. Now, I'll definitely come back to that in a while. So now, let me just ask you another question. Is this right? Now, I know that I have not asked you this question for many years now, but I think let me just say it out and ask you in front of whoever that is listening and viewing it right now, right? Whether through live or even replay. So now, how much money you have invested into yourself when it comes to the education, and how long you have spent, how many total of hours that you have spent in terms of investing in order for you to learn, in order for you to embark into a greater height and a better a person in general.
Yeah, no, I've invested tens of thousands of dollars, right? And every single investment has brought me to new heights, and especially when it comes to the thousands, by now it is thousands of hours spent in personal development. It has always brought me to greater heights and given me an ROI. And I think the most important thing is that it is only through education, through gaining new insights and awareness while applying it is where we have the opportunity to upgrade ourselves rather than just trying our own way, figuring things out, struggling unnecessarily when there's already a solution out there. Why struggle, right? Just go out there, make the investment, get the shortcut to where people already are, and then if you want to struggle at the edges of where you can master and innovate a new path. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. So now coming back to one of the things that you mentioned earlier on is this. Now, if I may share with all of you, in the layman terms, right? In the layman terms, there are typically there are two types of speakers that we have been dealing with for the past over 10 years. The first speakers, the first group of speakers, they are like, they always ask, what's in it for me? What's in it for me, right? So now, John, if I have to speak, Ching you, if I have to speak at your events, at your platforms, whether it's hundreds of people, whether it's thousands of people, right? What's in it for me? How much you're going to pay me as a speaker fee? How much will be the profit sharing on the all kind of offerings that we have? And how much are they how much is all about what's in it for me, how much I'm getting, what's in return, what can I expect out of it. All right, so that is, I mean, against, we cannot against as in we cannot say that it's not the right thing to do, because as a entrepreneurs, as a businessman, I think to a certain extent you need to have a balance of business elements in everything that we do, right? Now on the other hand, uh, uh the other group of speakers that we have been facing, we have been dealing in the past 10 years, over 10 years now, is like, instead of asking, hey John, hey Xing Yu, how much are you going to pay me in order for me to do this half an hour, 1 hour, 3 hours, or even days, 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, or even like yeah, months, a very very regular kind of a coaching, mentorship, or even sharing, or even a workshop, right? So now this group of people, instead of asking what's in it for me, they were the one of the very first question that I ask, they always ask is like, hey John, thanks for your invitations to have me to be part of your journey, to impact, potentially impacting your community, your customer base, or whoever they are. Now what they normally ask is like, how can I contribute to this project? How can I contribute to this event or even platforms? What should I do in order for me to able to influence them, able to impact them at the with a positive energy, and also able to impact them to the maximum, instead of like, hey, things like that, right? So now I think the irony is this: a couple of days ago I received one of my friends, I share one of your podcasts together with JJ to one of my long friends that I have not been contacted to many years ago. So apparently he's in the property industry. All right. So now I just share him the link a couple of days ago. So I got the reply today. Then he asked me, "Hey John, congratulations! Apparently JJ from one of their top a national radio station is part of what you're doing right now. And I'm just wondering, who is this young man?" Which obviously is referring to you. Then instead of John being John, right? I'm not going to answer your question just like that. I'm going to dig more and say, hey, why? I'm just curiosity to know why you have that interest towards this young man. Say, hey, this young man, he looks very young, but in terms of his knowledge, in terms of how he pitch himself, in terms of how he present himself, in terms of how he share his message to the audience itself, I think he is probably one of the best that he has heard of. I'm pretty sure that he's sharing with me something that's genuine enough, because I know that this guy, he used to be my direct boss. This guy is not someone that saying something for the sake of trying to please you. He will just as bold as he can be, as direct as he can be. So my impression about this guy is always like, hey, I'm not going to be your friend, but just so happened that for whatever reason it is, I sent your link to him, and I got the compliment from him. Say like, hey, who is this guy? Then of course, as I say, why you want to know? Why you want to know about this guy? Is there anything that I should know? So as I said just now, he is kind of very impressed about you in such a way that, hey, yeah, of course. At the end of that conversation, I shared with him your actual age, which is like 27, 28, right? So now, you see, even you yourself, right? Now, my point is this: to many of us here, regardless of your wherever you're from, regardless of your background, regardless of your experience, I think as what Chingu mentioned just now, if you have that right intention, the integrity to speak and share your expertise, your knowledge, your skill to the audience, all right, whether you like it or not, you'll get people to hate you, to say that, hey, you are not able to speak properly, just like myself. You should not stand on the stage and share whatever that you're sharing right now. But the thing is this, the irony is this, the interesting and the miracle is this, there you will be able to attract not necessarily a small group of people, but it could be potentially a larger scale of people to say, hey, regardless of your experience, regardless of your academic qualification, regardless of your color, regardless of who you are, your message can resonate to me. And that itself, right, is something that not many people are able to uh, experience and also able to realize or even understand at this point of time. So because of that, I think Chinyu and myself, together with another one of our partners by the name of Simon Leong. Hi, Simon, if you're listening. Hi, we will see you soon. All right, so now, of course, we have many other partners like Joshua, like Kent, JJ, and Kevin Rao, and many, many others, Mike, Donald Fox, and so on and so forth, right? So now, I think one of the latest venture that we want to establish right now, together with Chingu, especially, that is that instead of just looking out for prominent figures in the market, for instance, people like Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Simon Sinek, or any names that you can think of, right? Instead of reaching out to this, the high end, the high level scale of individual in the market, what we are committing right now is we want to reach down to anyone's, that as long as you have the right mindset, you have the right skill, you have that right.
Grit.
All right. So we want to work with you. We want to work with you in such a way that making sure that you're able to deliver your message, able to craft your your workshop or even your sharing, which eventually we will definitely bring you, we will as a company we will definitely invest in you, not necessarily on the financial side of things. It could be from the manpower, from the training, from the coaching, from the marketing, to sales, to develop research and development, and so on and so forth. We as a company, we are committed to invest in you to make sure that you're able to succeed and able to spread your message, your positive message to the world, because we truly believe that today one of the things that every human being needs is the love. All right, love, the care, the love. All right, so now we want your love, we want to spread your love to all around the world. And for that, I think I'm going to let Chingy to do the ending or the closing for this, which how we can potentially work with you instead of passing down our direct contact numbers or our email address to you. We have a slightly better way for us to do this. A reason is because, as what you have understood from Chingy just now, in order for you to start this journey, it is not something that you can established just like that. It's not because that you know Chingy as part of the iSummit, you know me as part of iSummit, then we put you on the bigger stage and get you to present and potentially get you to offer your backend products or any kind of coaching or mentorship that you have. What we want you to go through is, I think there must be a certain level that you have to understand the industry well enough. While you're doing that, you have to understand us as an organizer well enough. And more importantly, you have to understand yourself, who you are, why you are doing this. where you want to start and who you want to impact and so on and so forth. Because trust me, Ching, you right. So if you don't really understand you yourself as a human being, I don't think there is a room for you to start your journey as a speaker, as an educator, as a coach, as a trainer, as a whatever you call yourself, right? So I think there is a long process for us to work together as a business partner. Eventually, hopefully, we are able to have that consensus, that understanding, and say, hey, Mr. So and so, Miss So and so, what we realized for the past 3 months. This is what I understand about you, and perhaps this is how we can start working together, establish that a business partnership with you. We, as an event organizer, as a mentor, as a facilitator, at that potentially able to invest in you with whatever resources that we have, making sure that you're able to succeed, able to have your event presence online, offline, globally. All right. So for that, I just want to pass back to you, Ching Yu, if you have anything to add on that. And before I end myself, uh, I think, as you all know by now, we are going to have a 3 days events, which is happening this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And which obviously, in fact, we have two events over this weekend. The first event, it is very much catered to the Asia market. So now, if you are residing in any part of Asia, so we urge you to attend the first event, which is happening starting on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Which rest assured, the time zone, it will be something that relevance to you. It's not scheduled. It will not be held at the middle of the night. No. So what you have to do is go into the descriptions, or even in the screen right now, bit.ly slash Seven Mountains dash sponsored. So you get your ticket over there. Otherwise, what you can do is reach out to any of us via Facebook, any social media, or even YouTube. If you are residing outside of Asia market, where we will have our second events over the weekend, which is happening uh, PDT, EST. I think let Chinyu to explain to you what's the second event that we have over this weekend. All right. So for that, I definitely look forward to see you over this weekend, and at the same time, looking forward to have you coming on board to be part of iSummit, Groove Asia, and also many other businesses that we have here. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yep. So for the other event, it's called Unlock the Power of AI, where it's 3 days of no BS going into the new era of AI and how it can contribute within your own workflow, your processes, your own business. How can you streamline when it comes to your sales, your marketing, together with the power of AI? And you will be able to learn more about the event at summitasia.com/iSummit launch. It is happening on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It in terms of EST timing, it's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. EST, right? And then in terms of for Malaysia timing, GMT +8, we are doing it from 11 p.m. till 3 a.m. That just sharing with you, because that shows how dedicated we are to reaching out to our global community. And if you are this kind of speaker who is dedicated to reach out to people who are willing to learn and hear from you, then we want to connect with you. Okay, so attend our events, get connected with us, and say, hey, I'm interested in potentially working with you. Can we speak more, and then we can continue our conversations from there.
Yeah, Chinyu, let me just interrupt here for a while. Now, as I mentioned just now, as what we agree upon early on, instead of passing down our direct contacts, email, or even mobile number, so or what you got to do is attend either one of these event, whether the Seven Mountains, which is catered to the Asia market, or the Unlock the Power of AI, which is catered to the US, to the Western time zone. What you got to do is make sure that you attend either one of the events, if not both the events. What you got to do is on the day two itself, either one of the speakers will definitely interact with you in such a way that, hey, are you the one who is trying to be part of iSummit or Groove Asia and be part of our speaker lineup. If you are, this is where we will be connecting with you. How about that, Chingu?
Yep,
All right.
yep,
All
sounds
right.
good.
So now I will back to you, Chingu.
Okay, so with that, again, you'll be able to join us in our upcoming event at bit.ly/seven mountains sponsored. The link is already in the description. You can check it out, secure your spots, and feel free to bring your friends, family, and colleagues to that event. And then our other event is called Unlock the Power of AI. The link is at www.summitasia.com/iSummitLaunch. Why/iSummit launch? Because these two events are in conjunction with our brand new rebranding, coming up with iSummit. So we look forward to potentially connecting with you, and we're going to have an amazing
Hey,
weekend
one more
together.
thing, Xingyu. Hey. This is how impromptu we are, right? So now, when it comes to speaking, right? Now I think this is where we missed out the one of the important keys here, where regardless of your first language, whether you're speaking English, Mandarin, Cantonese, Hindi, or any dialects, Spanish, Portuguese, Afrikaans, all right, regardless, all right. So now let's not get that to limit your potential being a good speakers, a good educator, or even coach, all right. So let's not get their let their language to stop us for being the the front line of any events or speakers like what we do here. So now, yeah, I think I just missed out on that part.
Okay. Yes. So we are an international community. If you need an audience, regardless of your the language that you speak as your first language, we'd love to connect with you. So with that, join us at our events, and I look forward to seeing you soon.